My name is David, and I don't know if this is a true ghost story. I only know that it happened exactly the way I remember it. Maybe there are parts I don't understand even today. Maybe there are parts I will never understand. But I'm going to tell you anyway, because sometimes stories are the only way people try to make sense of things they cannot explain. It happened in the autumn of 2020. I was 33 years old at the time. I was still working property cleanouts. People sometimes think that job is simple. They think it is just throwing away old furniture. But they are wrong, very wrong, because property cleanouts are not about objects. They are about the lives people left behind. Sometimes you find children's toys under the bed. Sometimes you find photos hidden inside drawers. Sometimes you find letters that were never sent. And sometimes you find houses that feel like they are still waiting for someone to come back. The call came on a Thursday morning. The bank said there was a foreclosure house outside a small town about 40 minutes from Houston. The owner had disappeared, not moved, not relocated, disappeared. The property report said the house had been empty for almost a year. Nobody claimed it. Nobody came back. The car was still parked in the driveway when the neighbors first noticed something was wrong. I remember asking if there were any police reports. The woman on the phone said no, just a missing person file that was never solved. I asked why they waited so long to clean the house. She paused. Then she said the family was supposed to come back, but they never did. I drove to the location the next afternoon. The road leading to the house was narrow, the kind of road where you start feeling quiet even before you reach the destination. There were no houses nearby, just long grass and wind moving slowly across empty land. Autumn in Texas has a strange feeling, not cold, not warm, just empty, like the world is holding its breath. The house was old, 2 stories, white paint peeling from wooden walls, windows covered from the inside with black sheets. I parked my truck near the driveway. For a moment, I didn't get out. I don't know why. Maybe I was tired. Maybe something about the place felt wrong. Not obviously wrong, just quietly wrong. The kind of feeling you cannot explain, like remembering a dream you are not sure you had. I turned off the truck engine. The silence after that was uncomfortable. Not completely silent, because there was wind. And somewhere far away, I thought I heard something moving in the grass. I grabbed my toolbox and walked toward the house. The front door was already slightly open, just a few inches, like someone inside had forgotten to close it, or like someone wanted me to come in. I stood there for maybe 30 seconds, looking at the door, thinking about whether I should leave. I have learned something in my job. When a place makes you hesitate for no logical reason, you should listen to that feeling. But I was stubborn. I pushed the door slowly. It creaked loudly. The sound felt too loud in the silence. The air inside the house was warm, too warm, like someone had been living there recently, even though the electricity was supposed to be cut off. The living room was dark. Windows were covered with black sheets from inside. Dust particles floated slowly in the flashlight beam when I switched it on. The furniture was still there. A broken wooden table, an old sofa with torn fabric, family photos hanging on the wall. I walked closer to the photos. There were 4 people in the pictures, a man, a woman, 2 children, a boy and a girl, all smiling. But something about the photos made me uncomfortable, because under the flashlight, the eyes in the picture seemed slightly reflective, like they were catching the light, like they were watching me move. I told myself it was just light reflection. Then I heard something upstairs, very faint, like something heavy was moving slowly across wooden floor. I froze. The property report said the 2nd floor was structurally damaged. There should not have been anyone upstairs. I turned off my flashlight. Sometimes darkness helps you listen better. The house became deeper in shadow, not completely black, just heavy darkness. And then I heard it again. Footsteps, slow, very slow, like someone was walking carefully, trying not to make noise. Step, pause, pause. My heart started beating harder. I told myself it could be animals or wind or the old wooden structure moving, but the footsteps were too intentional, too human. I spoke quietly. Hello? My voice sounded strange inside the house, too loud, too alone. Nothing answered, but the footsteps stopped, like someone was listening, waiting. I stood there for a long time, I don't know how long. Time feels different when you are afraid. Maybe it was 1 minute, maybe 5. Then I decided to go upstairs. I don't know why I did that. Sometimes people make stupid decisions when curiosity fights fear. I put one foot on the first stair. The wood creaked softly. I waited. Nothing happened. So I continued, step by step, slowly. The air became colder as I went higher. The staircase ended at a hallway, and what I saw there still bothers me today. The hallway walls were covered with black sheets, just like the windows downstairs. In the middle of the hallway, there was a wooden chair, facing the wall, not facing the stairs, facing the wall. Dust covered the chair like it had been sitting there for years, or maybe longer. I felt something very strange in my chest, like my body knew something before my brain did. I slowly moved my flashlight toward the chair, and then I heard breathing, right behind me, very close, slow, warm, like someone standing behind my neck and exhaling quietly. I didn't turn around, I couldn't move. The air felt heavy, waiting, watching. After maybe 10 seconds, the breathing stopped. The house became silent again. I slowly turned around. There was nobody there. I left the house immediately after that. I didn't finish the job. I told the bank there was structural damage. They paid me half the fee anyway. I never went back. But sometimes at night, when I am lying in bed and the apartment is quiet, I still remember that house. And sometimes, very rarely, I hear something, very faint, like footsteps walking slowly upstairs. Step, pause, step, pause. Like someone is still inside that house, waiting for me to come back and knock on the door.